Hello everyone, welcome to Facebook Live today. Today we are making 4 cards, these beautiful cards, using the All Squared Away bundle, which I'll show you in just a second. This bundle is actually on sale this month. It's one of my favorite bundles, and so I'm going to show you a really fun blending brush technique. And I'm also going to give you some tips on how to get those beautiful blended flowers. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Before we do, welcome to my Facebook Live. It's been a while since I've been live on a Sunday. I took a few weeks off, but yet I'm happy to be back. And I have a fun little announcement for in a little bit. We'll get to that in just a second. But I'm celebrating a big milestone, and I'd like to share it with you guys. All right, so let's get into all of the news and stuff, and then we'll get into that announcement and the cards. So April's Paper Pumpkin is available to subscribe to. This is going to be a beautiful kit. I've seen a few of the sneak peeks and they are gorgeous. So I think this is going to be a really, really beautiful kit. You're going to get 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, a Melon Mambo Stampin' Spot, of course, an exclusive stamp set, and I think it's going to be a great kit. Now, if you're waiting for March's kit, Stampin' did put an update out on Friday afternoon that they are still waiting on a few components. So I know my kit hasn't shipped. I know some of my customers' kits haven't shipped. So if you're still waiting on Paper Pumpkin, just know that they are waiting on a few things, and hopefully they will go out soon, hopefully next week. A few promotions going on. Don't forget our Waves of the Ocean promotion. Remember, this stamp set is going to carry into the next annual catalog. So we're going to have a lot of time with this stamp set. The exclusive products that I want to point out in this release are the paper, the foils, and the rhinestones. The rhinestones are gorgeous. I've used them a ton. I cannot get enough of these rhinestones. But these are only available while supplies last, so make sure that if you love these products, make sure you're shopping this promotion while supplies last. The Savings Are in Bloom bundle. This is the bundle. This is the promotion we're going to talk about today. The bundle that we're going to use is this All Squared Away bundle. It is normally 10% off as a bundle, but during this promotion, during the month of March 2022 only, it is available for only $40. It's a great price for this bundle. It's a really fun bundle. I'm going to show you a really cute some techniques with it that you're going to love. Also on sale this month is our mini cut and emboss machine. This machine is normally $60. This month it is on sale for $48. I have this little tag on here to remind me because I love this machine so much. This is probably one of my favorite Stampin' products, and it just lives on my desk. It's easy to use. Most of our dies actually fit in that machine. It's a good tool to have, especially if you're a beginner. It's especially at this price of $48. It's not a huge investment, and it will really get your foot in the door with die cutting, and it's fantastic. I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. All right, guys, the retired list will be out this week on Wednesday. About 1 p.m. is when they will launch it, and as soon as it comes out, I'll be posting on my blog. I'll be posting on social media for you to shop. These are the retired ink colors. We know these will be retiring. So if these are some of your favorite colors, if you use these a lot, you need to get these. I would even suggest getting them before the retired list hits. Ink colors tend to have a reputation of selling out and selling out very fast. The rest of the retired list, there will be some discounts on a few things. We do know that Stampin' Up! Has told us there will be discounted on a few things, and everything else on the retired list will also be while supplies last. So if you see something on that retired list on Wednesday when it comes out, don't wait. You need to get it because it will sell out. All right, guys, so this weekend, well, not this weekend, actually next weekend, next week on the 26th, Saturday the 26th, I'm actually celebrating 19 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. March 26th is my sign-up date, so that's my Stampiversary, my Stampin' anniversary. And 19 years, that's a long time. That's a really long time. Anyway, I got started because my husband and I had actually just got married, and I got started because I wanted to do something to meet people, and I didn't want a real job. So that's how I got started. Anyway, it's been a fantastic journey for the last 19 years. I've met incredible people. I've learned incredible things. I've gotten to do incredible things, and so it's been just fantastic, and I've loved it. And because of the way Stampin' Up! Is structured, I've been able to work my business when I can work my business. And then, when I was pregnant or I had little babies, you know, I was able to take a step back and not work my business so hard and actually spend time with them. Because of the business, I'm actually able to be home with them all the time. And, you know, I can pick them up from school. I can help out with school projects. I can do a lot of things because Stampin' Up! Gives me that freedom to do it. But I couldn't do it without all of you. So when you place an order today through the end of March, March 31st, if your order's over $50 or more, I'm actually going to send you a package of the Rhinestone Waves Jewels. Excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. I've talked a lot today. I did a few Facebook Lives with my team earlier, so I've talked a lot already today. But again, if you place an online order with me using the host code, and your order's over $50 more, I'm going to send you a package of the Rhinestone Waves Jewels for free. I told you guys these were some of my favorite things. So all orders between now and the 31st with the host code will get a free package of rhinestones. They are fantastic, and it's just a little thank you to you guys for you know, all the amazing love you've shown me throughout the last 19 years. Next year, I'm already thinking about next year for my 20th anniversary. There's going to be a huge promotion for that just to celebrate my 20th. All right, we are going to get to the cards though. Don't forget, if you are shopping, make sure to use this host code. All orders, regardless of size, will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects, and if your order is over $50, you're going to receive a make and take kit with that, to coordinate with that PDF. I mailed I'm finally caught up on my make and take kits. All of the ones that have ordered so far through March, all of those went out on Friday. So you should be getting it soon. If you placed an order with me this month, your make and take kit should be on its way. All right, we are making these 4 cards. So a little bit of backstory on these cards. Every other week in my team group, I actually do a series called Spotlight Sunday, where I take a product and I spotlight it, and I share different techniques on how to use it. I used blending brushes a few weeks ago, and these were some of the sample cards that I shared with my team. And I love these so much, and I wanted to share them with you guys too. So normally I don't share my Spotlight products with you guys because they're for my team only, but these cards were so amazing, I wanted to share them. And so we're going to use this All Squared Away bundle. This bundle, again, is 20% off this month only. And you can also get that little mini machine for 20% this month off only. I've already done a lot of the die cutting, but we do need to die cut a few more things. So I'm going to grab those dies. But I love these dies. They're perfect squares. They each have separate flowers you can die cut to coordinate with them. And we're going to make cards using all of the dies in here. And then we're going to use a couple of the stamp sets in here. We're going to use all of our little background stamps, and we're going to use a couple of the greetings. So you probably saw the cards that we're going to be making, and I want to point out the little gradient look on all of these squares. So this one goes from dark to light. This one goes from dark to light as well. Some of them go from light to dark, but you can see all of those beautiful gradient colors. So I'm going to show you how to do that with one stamp. We're going to use some blending brushes on that. So we're going to make 4 cards. So it might get a little crazy, but again, I have a lot of this stuff already die cut. A lot of my pieces already die cut for my flowers. So I'm actually going to pull all of those out of my envelopes here. And for all of my cards, I've already done all of the embossing. I've run all my background pieces through the macrame embossing folder. So I'm going to pull all of these pieces out and just set them aside so that we have them ready to go. We are going to do a little bit of blending on them, and these we're going to stamp on. So actually I need to get these squares out too, because we're going to stamp on those. Let me pull those out. And my last one, this one has a ton of little flowers in it, so I've been trying not to lose these for a few days since I've had this prepped. Last week, I tried to get ahead. I don't know how successful I was. We'll find out this week if I was successful, but I really tried to get ahead because the kids are on spring break. So I knew that my time was going to be limited. I was going to be driving the kids around, so I knew my time was going to be extremely limited this week. So I tried to get ahead last week, but we'll see. I will still be going live this Wednesday in my business page, so don't miss that. I have a really fun project. I'll give you a sneak peek at the end. All right, how do we want to start? Let's go ahead and start with our stamping. So I have a little square. We're going to end up trimming this down a little bit more. These are 2x2 squares, and we're going to do all of our stamping. So let's start with our shades of pink. So for my pink ones, I have Flirty Flamingo and Melon Mambo. for all of these techniques, I'm going to ink it in the lighter color, and then I'm going to sponge on some of the darker color. So I'm going to see if I can keep everything in. See, let me move those dies out of the way a little bit. Okay, so I'm using the little swirly background for this one. I'm going to ink it in the lighter color. This is my Flirty Flamingo. And this technique will work best with colors that are drastically different. So a very light color and a very dark color. If you do ones that are similar, you're not going to get the same effect. So make sure that's well inked. Then I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm going to ink it up in my darker color. And I'm just going to kind of dab on the bottom part of it. Just kind of work my way to the middle of it. I don't want to go too far. Just a little bit of color. Tap that on. And then I'm going to stamp this on. Now, we are trimming these squares down a little bit more, like I said. So you could actually start with a bigger piece of white because you're going to trim them anyway. And there is that beautiful gradient color from the light to the dark, or, you know, flip it over, it's dark to light. I love that. I think it's so pretty, and it's such an easy way to get all those colors. Now, as long as we have our ink pads open, we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to do Good Things Grow on our little piece of paper here. And this, I will give you measurements in just a second. And this is not a photopolymer stamp set, so I don't know how well this is going to go. And then on the inside of all of our cards, we're going to put Like Our Friendship. And I'm stamping these in the darker of the colors. Good Things Grow, Like Our Friendship. Okay. So that's one card. I'll set that aside. I'm going to close up my ink pads as we go. All right. So this might be a longer Facebook Live. And I will have to clean these between my colors because, or my chamois here, because we don't want to be mixing colors. So I'm going to clean these off so they are ready to go for our next one. And, okay. And we're going to do the yellow one next. So I'm using Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight for this one. So my lighter shade will be Daffodil Delight. My darker shade will be Pumpkin Pie. So ink this up in your light shade. Grab your blending brush. I have blending brushes not for every color. I have them for like color groups. So I would use my orange one for all of my oranges, and I would use that pink one for all of my pinks. I don't think you need one for every single color, and you can wash them between uses. You just have to let them completely dry before you put them in a color again. So there's that beautiful yellow to orange. Beautiful. All right, we'll move that stamp out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my card base. And with our darker ink, with our Pumpkin Pie, we're going to stamp our inside greeting. Like, oh man, that is crooked. I need to figure out how to make that straighter. Oh, wrong color. You know, that's okay. We'll go straight into the... If you're going from light to dark, you can go straight from color to color. Otherwise, I would have cleaned that. Let's try that one again. That was a little high. It's so hard to line these up on camera because I can't get my head right over where I would like to. Okay, we're gonna go with that one. We'll see. Okay, where's my chamois? And they're not perfect, but that's okay because that means they're homemade. They're not Hallmark, they're homemade. So don't be too hard on yourself. All right, we're moving on to the next set of colors. That will be our blues. We're going to use Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. This is one of my favorite color combinations for the blues. I love Balmy Blue and Night of Navy together. All right, so ink it up in your lighter color. Okay, make sure that's nice and inky. My Balmy Blue needs to be replaced, so I'm having to press a little harder than normal. And then with your Night of Navy, just dab that on. And this one, the Night of Navy and the Balmy Blue give a great contrast because it's such a light shade and a dark shade. Oh, I just got ink all over. My fingers are so inky. Okay, there we go. Set that down. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love the those shades. So Kay says just flip it and make the outside, so for my crooked stamping, oh, I need that 9 to navy. For my crooked stamping, flip it and do the, make that the outside of the card. And I would totally do that, but I feel that it would take me a while to keep getting them straight. So we'd be here for a while stamping them anyway. So I am just trying to get through the live. But that is a good tip. If you stamp on the inside of your card, you can always just flip it around. That is a great tip. And let me see, where's the inside of my blue card? So you would like flip this over and make this your cover, because you're going to cover that anyway. But we're gonna power through, because I don't want to keep trying and then keeping you guys here for 2 hours while I try to get my words straight. You can also use your Stamparatus. That one looks pretty good. I'm getting better. You can also use your Stamparatus if you're worried that you're not going to get things straight. Okay, let me clean these off, and then we have one more color group to go to, and that is our greens. So let me get this nice and clean. Night of the Navy is a dark color, and I don't want to get that. I don't want to contaminate any of my stamps. Okay, on to our greens, which is Soft Seafoam and Garden Green. This is another great color combination. Okay, so bring in our paper. We're going to ink this in Soft Seafoam. So also happening this week, guys, in addition to that retired list coming out on Wednesday, demonstrators will get to see the new catalog starting on Wednesday. So I'm going to ink up the bottom half with my Garden Green. So it's not too late to join my team and be a part of being able to see that new catalog early. And then in addition to that, we're going to be able to pre-order from the catalog starting April 1st. So I'm so excited. I love new catalog release, because I mean, not only do we get to see new stuff, but the annual catalog, look how gorgeous that is. This might be one of my favorites. But I love the annual catalog, because that's where a lot of the new like tools come out, the new colors. Oh, so fun. Demonstrators are also getting a sneak peek of colors this week too. Oh, I forgot my greetings. We have a separate demonstrator page on Facebook, and they are sharing the colors one by one every day for the next few days, and they're so pretty so far. I love them. All right, I think you guys will love them too. All right, last one. Okay, that one was crooked too, but that's okay. We're powering on. All right, now I'm going to just grab my little mini trimmer, and I'm just going to trim these down a little bit. You could put these on here. I'm just going to show that the die cut is just a little bit smaller than that 2x2 inch square. I don't know if you can see that. So if you're okay with that little border, then you can leave that on. I don't really want that border to show, so I'm actually going to trim pretty close to the edges of these. And again, you could have used a bigger piece of cardstock, because we were trimming them anyway. So you could have definitely started with a bigger piece of cardstock. But this won't take too long. I think I need to oil my little thing here. I'll have to have my husband do that, because it's getting a little squeaky, and I know it bothers him too, because you know, we share an office, but you know, if I have to listen to his crazy sports talk on his Sirius radio, then he can listen to some of my stamping noises, right? It's fine. Who knows if he's ever going to go back. They had talked briefly about him going back, and then that talk stopped. So who knows? Maybe someday I'll get my room back, but who knows? Okay. Get all that trash out of the way, and look how gorgeous these pieces are. So those ombre looks, they are just stunning. I love them. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to bring back our blending brushes in a minute, but I want to do the die cutting first. So I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine. Remember, you can get this on sale this month, 20% off. We're going to do plates 1, and then we have 2 of the cutting plates. And we're going to set these in. Now this is, when you're cutting anything with a straight edge, either square or rectangle, or even a border die, you want to kind of put it in at an angle, because that's going to help it go through the machine a little bit easier. If you put it in with the straight edge like this, when it hits that roller, it slows it down. It makes it harder for you to turn it to get it through. So if you put things in at an angle, it works better. Does he enjoy working from home? He actually does. Aside from all the pointless Zoom meetings that they have to have, that he, you know, he's like, this could have been an email. But he doesn't miss the commute for sure. And he's been working some late hours. They are just swamped in his office. And so he's actually working, I mean, really late days. So if he was commuting, it would be even later. So he actually, I think he does like working from home. So if he never went back, I don't think he would be upset. But, okay, so look how beautiful that is. This is probably my favorite one. I love this little flower. I love it. Okay, so let's do a little bit more of our inking. Let me bring these back out. So you can see that our flowers have a little bit of shading. They also have a little bit of a gradient from light to dark. So I want to share how to do that, especially with these itty bitty tiny flowers. Now you could always sponge ink a piece of paper before cutting it, but I like to be a little bit more exact with my inking. So I'm going to use a Post-it note to hang on to them. Now the only thing I want to point out is with this flower is that there actually is, I'm going to actually get it on the first try, maybe not. There actually is a correct direction. When I first did this, I was like, it doesn't line up exactly. That's weird. But it actually will line up perfectly. I think I had it right the first time. But you do have to kind of keep turning it and figuring out which is there it is. So it will line up perfectly. So I want to just make note of that because I want to sponge the bottom part of that. So this is actually the sticky side of my Post-it, and I am going to use that to hold on to my paper there, or my flower there. All right, I'm going to pull back out my Daffodil Delight, and I hope I got all the right ink pads out. I'm starting to think like, oh, I didn't get the right ink pads out. But I'm going to use my yellow blending brush, and I'm just going to ink it on the bottom. And I'm not going to worry too much about the top. I'm just going to kind of lightly tap the top just to give it a little bit of color, but I want most of that color to be concentrated on the bottom. And with the Post-it note holding it, you don't have to worry about inky hands or anything like that. So just a little bit of dabbing. We're going to get that beautiful gradient color. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to set that one aside. Let's see, for this flower, for this one, I know I used Rich Razzleberry. So where's that one? This one. So let me pull out my Rich Razzleberry ink, and I need my purple blending brush. And this one also has an actual directional one, which I think, this one's not as hard to figure out. I think it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. So you do just have to spend a little bit of time turning it just to make sure you get them right. And the other ones don't, well, they do have a directional ones, but they're much easier to figure out. So a little bit of, and I should have my grid paper underneath this. Get a piece of scratch paper out, just in case we go past that Post-it note. Okay, just like that. A little bit of color. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So pretty. And that Post-it note will keep your hands from getting inky. It's fantastic. Now this little flower right here, we don't have a die for this one, so I'm still going to ink that one, but I am going to use a Post-it note and just cover up the edges like that. So I think we'll be okay with the other side. I just want to add just a little bit of color just on the bottom of that. We're not even going to go all the way to the end of the petals. We just want to make it look like so we didn't forget it. And we're going to leave all the stems and leaves white. I'm going to move that Post-it. Let's get this Post-it actually. Move that one out of the way. All right, for my green card, we're actually going to use Calypso Coral. And so I'll use my orange blending brush again. I'm just going to get off any of that pumpkin pie. And we have these two little flowers on here, so stick those onto the sticky side. Let your Post-it note do all the work. There's no reason you have to do the work. Let your Post-it note do it. And I'm just going to, I put a little bit too much color on that one, but that's okay. Just along the bottom there and blend them up a little bit. So pretty. We'll pull those off. And then we just have all of our little flowers left, which I did in Melon Mambo. So let's get all of our little flowers onto our Post-it note here. Stick these on. These don't matter too much about the direction, so I'm just going to stick them on here. And this one I cut 6 of them, so I ran that die through twice. The die will cut 3 at a time, so I need to line them up in a row so that they can all fit. Okay, there we go. My Melon Mambo pad is on the very bottom of my pile, so hang on. Now you could do these all in one color. I'm doing a lot of different colors. So I'm using a ton of ink pads, but if you didn't have as many ink pads or you just wanted to do one color, if you wanted to simplify everything, you can maybe just choose your favorite color combination and then just do that one. We're not going to use all 6 of these flowers. I think we only use like 5, but as long as you have it out and you're blending them, you might as well. Okay. Ooh. All right, that's it. That's all of our ink blending. I'm going to get all of my little flowers off of my Post-it note. We'll set those aside. We'll get to gluing them in just a second. Move that out of the way. Move our Post-it note out of the way. All right, we are ready to start assembling. So let me pull back in all of my card bases, and we're going to start with all of these embossed pieces. And I already told you I embossed these in the macrame folder. You can use any embossing folder you want. I really love this macrame one. Make sure you're putting it on the right side of the card. These are all 5 by 3 3/4 big. Embossed. Grab another one. I'm just using Stampin' Seal for this. Sticking them on. So those of you with kids, are your kids on spring break as well? Or have you already had spring break? Or is your spring break coming up? We don't have a lot of big plans for spring break. My son is actually volunteering at the zoo a lot. He applied for it. It's a whole applying thing. He applied for it. He got accepted. So he is, I'll be driving him to the zoo a lot this spring break in the summer. That's what he's going to be doing. And my daughter, I don't know, I think she has big plans to reorganize her room, which it greatly needs. But she's going to need some help with that. So I guess that's partly my plans too. Lucky me. All right, so that is all of our card bases done. We have all of those on there. Beautiful. So we're going to start with the pink, or we'll go in order. Let me find my pink one. Which one did I use? I used my yellow flower. So I'm going to stick some little mini dimensionals. Where are my minis? I have a few sheets of minis up here. So the mini dimensionals are perfect for these, and I'm just putting them in a few spots. You don't need to cover everything. Set those aside. This goes right onto our little ombre piece. Now decide on how you want it. If you want the darker side on top, do you want the lighter side on top? And you stick that on there. Gorgeous. And then this will go onto the larger piece, the Melon Mambo piece, or whatever your darker color is. And this I think is 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4 inch square. And then I'm going to use some liquid glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on our flower. And this will go right on, just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. Okay, we're going to set this aside to dry. I want that flower to dry completely before we try to move it on to the next card. Okay, let's go to our blue one. So that is this one, the rich raspberry flower. And so we're going to flip that over, some mini dimensionals on the back. I'm using 2 on this one. You can always trim them if you want, put some behind the leaves. You can always trim your mini dimensionals to fit better. I don't think it really needs it. I think 2 is good to hold these down. Isn't that cute? I love it. And then, oh, we got to put our flower on. I was going to stick that on. Actually, yeah, let's stick that onto our blue piece first. This is a Night and Navy piece. And all the cards have the same dimensions. So this is a great card to mass produce, especially if you only choose one color. I mean, me doing multiple colors is a little crazy, but if you choose one color, you could really mass produce a lot of these really quickly. So cute. I love these dies. I love how creative these dies are. So we'll set that one aside. And let's see, what do we have next? We'll do our green one next. So that is this one. few dimensionals on this one, little mini ones. So one here, put one down here on the bottom. And all of these flowers, they're all big enough for the mini dimensionals. So you can definitely fit them on there. Just kind of line up that background. It's so pretty. And it really gives a fun little pop of color. It's a little unexpected because of that two-toned look, which I love. Okay, so we're going to use our liquid glue. If you didn't like liquid glue, you could absolutely use glue dots for this. You could pop them up on dimensionals as well. But we're also going to be popping these up on dimensionals when we stick them to the cards. So, you know, that's a lot of dimensionals. So there's our green one. And then finally we have our orange one. So that's this one. And this one is probably the trickiest with the little baby dimensionals. So I'm actually just going to cut a couple in half here. So just put a few on the leaves here. You could also cut up some dimensional strips or the foam adhesive sheets if you had those. And then I'm going to put, I think that's good, just a few. Peeled the backing off of these. When you cut up a mini dimensional, it is really tiny. And then you still have to get the backings off. Okay. And these little backgrounds are so much fun too. Like this one has the little polka dots, and then there was the waves. And they're just, the details are just fantastic. All right. All right, now we have all of our little flowers. So there are lots of little outlines of flowers here. And I'm going to actually grab my Take Your Pick tool for this part because these little flowers, they are tiny. So grab your Take Your Pick tool, just kind of line them up and put them down. Grab my little pokey tool just to straighten that one out. This one we'll put up here. This one we'll put over here. And then we can fit two more in. So we'll put one up here. And one more. So you'll have one flower left over. We'll put that one, just like line up the circle there. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I love that pop of color with the yellow and the orange. So pretty. Okay, so we're gonna set those aside. We are ready to put them onto our cards. Let me move some of this glue out of the way. I'm gonna pull out my bigger dimensionals now. So let's see. Melon Mambo goes on the pink one. And that's just gonna line up just like that. And then back to my mini dimensionals. I'm just going to take a little mini dimensional, put it on the back of the right side, and then a little bit of Stampin' Seal on this side. And this will just kind of hang off just like that. Isn't that pretty? So simple. You can even put the greeting on the bottom down here. Okay, so this one, we have our pumpkin pie one. This was the last one we did, so I'm hoping those flowers are dry enough. Okay. Stick that on, kind of center it, use a mini dimensional, put it on the back of the grow, and then peel that off, and some Stampin' Seal. You could also use a glue dot. Just stick that on there. Good things grow. So cute, right? Oh, so pretty. All right, next is the Night of Navy. And I'm going to have to start cutting up some dimensionals here. I love our dimensionals. I love the edge pieces. I think I've mentioned that before, but they are my favorite. All right, so find your Night of Navy greeting. Baby dimensional on the back of that one. Hopefully I put that in the right place. And then right on top. So pretty. So once you get everything cut and ready to go, it actually goes together really quickly. Okay. Some dimensionals on the back of this. That goes right on. One more little baby dimensional on the back of our greeting. A little bit of Stampin' Seal on that. And there we go. I don't think it needs anything else. You could add more, of course you could add more, you could add rhinestones or whatever you wanted to add. You could always add more to them. So now I have a great little stack of cards, perfect for a teacher gift or birthday gift or whoever needs some cards. I have a great little gift here. So that is my Facebook Live for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, I'm celebrating 19 years as a demonstrator, so all orders put in today through March 31st will receive a package of those Ocean Wave rhinestones. That's a hard thing to say. Make sure you use this host code when you're shopping in my online store. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, I will be live on Wednesday. Again, I'll have to check the time. My husband never finds out his meetings until like Monday night or Tuesday morning. So I will post on the time, but we are going to be making this adorable little treat. And that bundle that we're using for that one, the pansies, that is also on sale this month too. So make sure you check that out. I will be live Wednesday morning, probably around 9 a.m. in my business page. So make sure to join me, and I will be live next week too on Sunday right here in my VIP group. And if my paper pumpkin arrives this week, which I don't know, it hasn't shipped yet, so I'm not sure it will arrive this week, but when my paper pumpkin arrives, I will go live. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you're on Facebook, please share this with your crafty friends. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Those things are free, and they really help me out in my business. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys Wednesday. Bye.